Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a stand-up wreath home sign. Get your work boots on and let's get started. So I have my pallets already assembled. I do have a video out there on how to assemble pallet backers. You can check that out if you'd like to. This is just a bigger version of what we did. Maybe you're like me and you're trying to start a business, so you're making these to sell. Maybe you're just making one as a gift. Maybe you're making one for your home. They are pretty cute. I believe this is something that you can make at any skill level. I hope that you stay and watch this video. So I made these to measure about 10 by 40 inches. I got these off of a flower pallet shipper at my local grocery store. This is not the typical width or size that you would get on just a regular pallet. These are a little bit bigger and nicer. But if you don't have access to that or don't want to have to deal with taking apart pallets and that headache, you could go to your local box store and get some utility boards or something, just a regular pine board, and you can make the same thing without using your pallets. I like the rougher look, but that's just what I like. I'll show you the back. So here I've just cut my pallet strips. I nailed them on. My pallet backers are ready to be sanded, ready to be painted, stained, whatever I choose to do. I'm going to do a combo. I'm going to head over onto my scroll saw so I can cut my letters. I'm at my scroll saw and I'm ready to cut out my letters. I've got H, M, and E. If you don't know how to scroll saw, don't lose me just yet. I know that you can get unfinished letters right online. You can get unfinished letters right at your local craft store. I have 3 1/4-inch pine boards glued together and prepped, ready to go. I also have a YouTube video out there on how to prep for projects on your scroll saw, so be sure to check that out. I am going to be using a Pegas No. 5 modified geometry blade today to cut these out. It's going to take me about 5 minutes per letter, but I'm going to get 3 for the price of 1. All right. Let's go. One quick thing that I wanted to mention if you're a scroll saw beginner is that you always want to drill your holes, your pilot holes, to start your letters. You want to start on the inside. You don't want to start from the outside in, because then when you get to the end, it's just hard to control. Sometimes your board can pinch together. I always start mine like on a straight stretch. I never start it on a corner. I never start it on a curve. When I come to the end, I'll be able to get a nice clean line. So that's just my little tip for today. So now I'm going to just feed my blade up through my pilot hole. One thing that I wanted to mention was the sizing. I used a free program called Inkscape to size up these letters. I was able to mark out my sign 10 by 40 inches. I was able to see how these letters would look proportioned. I wanted to be able to buy a 1 by 8 by 10, which really measures 7.5 inches wide. So I wanted to be able to make the most out of that. So I sized these 7 by 7 inches, and I thought it was a pretty good size for these backers. I then took that board and resawed it on my bandsaw in half. So I got 2 boards for the price of 1, which really helped save some money on this project. I like saving money. So now what I need to do is take this contact paper off and get these sanded. I hate sanding. That's the part of the project that I least enjoy. So I'm probably gonna procrastinate on that for a few days and then get them sanded and then come back to this. I stopped procrastinating and I finally got my backers sanded. I sanded them just enough so you wouldn't get a splinter if you picked them up, but not too smooth because I wanted to go for the rough look. Sanding is always going to be something that's a personal preference, and for this project I just wanted everything to look a little bit rough and rustic. Now that those are finished up, I'm going to get my small sander out and I'm going to sand my letters up. I'm going to take my little gator and I'm going to sand my edges with a 180 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to go over all my edges and then I'm going to use my small sander and just sand the face of them. Once I get this done, everything's going to be ready to stain and paint. It's been a few days, but my backers are all ready. I used a variety of 3 stains to complete this project. Those I will leave in the link below. Let me know down in the comments which stain is your favorite. I also picked up a can of Oops paint at Lowe's for $2.50 and I painted some of those gray. I first used Kilt's primer to seal up all the knots and then I painted over with gray. On my letters, I used a Rust-Oleum flat white paint. Now it's time for the final step, assembly. The moment that you've been waiting for. The moment when it all comes together. The bread and the butter. Let's get started. It's assembly day and I'm super excited. I have 18 of these to assemble, so I brought in my husband, Chris, to help speed up the process. You can check out his YouTube channel at Maynard DIY. So I've gone back and forth a little bit on how I wanted to attach my letters. Typically with a sign glue up, I use my Starbond super glue. With these, I knew they wouldn't be hanging right on the wall. They'd be standing up, leaning against the wall where a kid could run by and knock them over. So I didn't want any letters falling off. So I decided to go with a little bit of Starbond super glue and 1/2-inch pin nails, and that's how I'll be attaching all my letters today. Then I'll be using 1/2-inch staples to attach my wreaths. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby half price for $5.99. They go on sale every other week. So those were the most expensive part of this whole project. I also have 1.5-inch spacers. I'm gonna clamp these down onto each end and use them to space out my letters as I go. I felt that this would eliminate a lot of time by using these spacers so I wouldn't have to measure out and adjust each one as I went. If you found value in this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. This project was super fun, it was super easy, and like I said in the beginning, I believe this is a project that you can do at any skill level. If you want to stay up to date on all our latest projects, or to be inspired, or maybe you want to see more projects like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to see more of what I do, you can follow me on Instagram at Stronger by Grace Design. See you next time!